to Daybreak. I'm Debbie Wren, President of the Oxford Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Terry Stiles. I'm the production manager at OCTV. Welcome to the studio.
Yes,
Hey,
welcome. You know, the weather's been hot. Hot, rainy, rainy.
Yeah.
But you know, a couple months ago we were complaining.
It was cold.
Yep.
I know. It seems like summer's flying by, and I think it's because June was so darn cold
Yes.
that summer's finally here, but it's already almost August.
We're almost getting into August.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it. And I don't even want to accept it. I'm sorry.
I know.
I really don't.
All I can think of is it was so cold all the way through April, May, and June that it's going to be really hot right into December.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
I can only hope.
We can only hope.
Yeah, it was a long winter last year. I'll tell ya.
It was. So we'll keep a lot of good thoughts, and we'll do our well wishes for good weather, and we won't complain. We're not complaining. It's just making a statement.
And we don't
guess.
want to hurry it along because next year we're going to have all that traffic in the summer. So let's enjoy what we've got here.
Exactly. And talking about traffic and road construction,
Oh my gosh.
the Burdick Street construction started this week, and so you know, I truly and truly appreciate that we're getting our roads done. You cannot say enough. We're put through such a short period of time where we're inconvenienced, and as long as we know how to either deal with it or
Just
go
be
around
patient.
it,
Yeah.
you know, we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be just fine.
Agreed. You know, it's funny. My husband and my son are on their way to New Hampshire right now, and I called them to see how the day was going. They left this morning, and he said, "We're finally out of Michigan. The roads are really nice," and he sounded really relaxed.
Oh,
I was
my gosh.
so surprised that they're in Pennsylvania area, but Ohio roads are nice. You know, Michigan really has been hurting with our roads. So the reconstruction that they're going to do in 2020 down M24, it's going to be a nightmare, but we are really deserving of having a decent road on M24.
Absolutely.
I remember the last time they did it was early 80s. That they actually reconstructed M24.
Really?
Yeah,
Down
it seems like
in town there? In
all
the
the way up
village?
24. Yep, through the village and up 24. And it was when, were we having a Super Bowl or something?
Oh
in the
my,
80s?
that could have been.
It was a big deal. It was some big sporting event, and anybody with sporting trivia, call and let me know. But it seems like we had a Super Bowl or some kind of huge event.
Okay.
And they did it that year.
Oh,
probably
my
to impress.
Wow.
Whatever. Or soccer. No, they had a big soccer deal in the 90s, but anyways, I digress. I didn't mean to, but we really need to appreciate the fact that our roads are going to be beautiful.
Look at all the other places, you know, we've been promised, you know, to fix the roads, and the roads aren't being fixed, and boy, oh boy, we're hearing a lot about that too. So, for myself, I think that, you know, we are well deserving of having this road repair, and it's not a Band-Aid fix. It's being completely torn up. It's being completely taken care of because there's so much underneath that we don't know about that, you know, they already are assuming that things are not going to be as good as expected, as we would like it to be. And you know what? That's the only way they're going to get it done properly.
Yeah. Agreed. And with the gravel trains and traffic, the amount of traffic that goes through this area, doing it right is about the only way that they should be doing it because of the money that we don't need to spend in 10 years because those roads weren't done properly.
Exactly. And I think I mentioned one time about, you know, talking about the gravel trucks and such, you know, when you're on that main street and you're in a business, you can hear that. You can hear it and you can feel it.
Yeah, they rumble on
and so
by.
you kind of wonder, holy cow, what is going on with these roads?
Oh my gosh.
Really?
When we first moved to Oxford Well, it was when we first bought our house in Oxford. We bought at Lakeville and Gillespie. We were right at the end. They have since redirected Lakeville. It used to come right down to our neighbor's driveway. And our windows, so our house was built in 1875, and those windows at 4 o'clock in the morning would just, it would wake us up for the first month, and then after that, everybody was fine. We didn't notice it, but it was the roads rattled the whole house because of those gravel trains. And I know we moved here knowing there were gravel trains. Yep. But it's still quite a surprise. So the roads were built long before we all got here. So they need to be. And who knows what kind of sewer system they're going to find down there. I know that's going to be a nice surprise.
We could have some nice surprises though too,
Speaking of that, I went to Rochester last week. They had their sidewalk sales and dancing in the street or something. It was really fun. But we were walking along the street. I haven't been to Rochester in eons. And there was this big brick thing in the middle of the sidewalk with a glass top over it. And it's when they redid their streets, they found this well and left that open and put a glass top over it. I thought, how neat. They're preserving, they didn't just tear it apart. They're letting people see what it was like at one point in Rochester. It was all brick.
That wasn't on Main Street, was it?
Yeah. And so there's a bakery.
Okay, so that's
and
third.
It was a little bit north of the bakery.
That'd be third, because
in between that and University.
Okay. Wow.
It's really neat.
Interesting.
That was very fun.
So I hope they find something like that
too,
here.
Something fun. We never know what kind of surprises we're going to
end up with. And that's just it. The businesses, there's underground tunnels.
That's what I hear.
And so, undoubtedly they're going to be opening up those. I know Rochester had them. I know that. I grew up in Rochester, so I do know that.
Right.
And I'm hearing that we have the same thing here in Oxford. So something like that will be very interesting. So
I was in the basement of one of the businesses not too long ago, and you can see, based on the brickwork, that there was street entries to the basements. So there were steps and there were doors with these elaborate
stonework?
Around the doors and stuff.
Doesn't the museum have something like that? Am I mistaken?
It's possible.
I'm not positive.
It's going to be fun to see what they find. And the DDA is on that. Glenn Cave is such a historian.
We cannot have a better person in that position.
I know, he's invaluable right now. The history that he's already dug up that I don't think we knew, and what he's going to follow up on. I hope that DDA board really appreciates that guy.
I do too, because really he has done an awful lot. And back in the day when Joe Frost was our DDA director, now he's the village president. Which, thank goodness, he's back. He's back involved with our community.
Right.
Both of them are very, very, very much into history. And to dig out all of these things. He's sharing so much with old pictures. And if you have not been into the village offices, please make a point of coming down, because Glenn has put out so many old pictures
that we haven't seen. I've been around this community for a lot of years, and it's fun to go in there and go, wow, I had no idea. And good for him. He's only been here a couple of years, and he's that dedicated to our community. Bravo.
Well, you know what? We got to talking about the street. We got to talking about the weather, but we're going to take just a quick break, and then I'm going to give you some of the updates of the chamber events that we're having, okay? So don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Debbie Wren, President of the Oxford Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Terry Stiles, Production Manager at Oxford Community Television.
And we were talking about the roads. We just wanted to make one more announcement about that, and then I'm going to go on into the chamber events.
So speaking of Glenn Pape, keeping up on all the events, so is Chief Sowald. He's doing some social media work,
yes.
But they also have meetings updated to update everybody on the progress and what's going to happen. And OCTV covers those meetings, so if you miss them, they're usually at the village chamber or chambers. Yeah, catch those meetings on our web channel, which is occtv.org. You can also catch those meetings on our YouTube page, which is Oxford Community Television YouTube, and then just look for those meetings. So if you're not able to make it at night or you're not able to keep updated, also the Oxford Leader is keeping up on it too. You really need to start paying attention to that. So,
yes, because before you know it, March of 2020 is going to be here, and those roads are going to start. So
that's right.
We just wanted to keep you informed as well. So I'd like to just share that our next breakfast that we're going to be having is going to be August 7th. It's going to be a Wednesday. And from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. and it's going to be at Independence Village. And we are very fortunate to have a motivational speaker come that day. His name is Michael Jeffries, and he is going to be talking about the 5 action strategies for taking you to the next level. If you haven't seen Michael, he is a very fast talker. He is very motivational, and I'm really looking forward to this. Once again, having any breakfast over at Independence Village is always a plus.
Yes,
Chef out there just goes above and beyond. He makes dynamic food. He makes beautiful presentations.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
looking
true.
forward to the food. I'm looking forward to hearing Michael Jeffries. You can just register online at oxfordchamber.net. Register online for that particular day, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there. I know it's going to be a great event, and you'll be very happy to spend your morning and having breakfast with us.
And that's not just the next level of your business, right? It's the next level in life.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yes.
He's reaching out to everyone.
He's reaching out to everybody,
Yeah,
you know,
I love
because
that.
we have our stay-at-home moms, our stay-at-home
That's right.
dads, you know, I mean, and they too, they need that motivation, and they need to be able to move to that next level as
Agreed.
well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
that's really neat.
this is going to involve everybody, whether you have a job, whether you own your own business, whether you're part of a business, or whether you're not even working right now. It's going to affect everybody. So once
that's
again,
neat. Yeah.
very, very good.
August 7th.
August 7th.
Nice.
And then I want to talk about our upcoming, and in fact, I even brought in one of the posters. Hopefully this will show all right. But our Oxford Business and Health Expo is going to be on Sunday, September 29th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Last year, we had rebranded this. Used to be our Women's Expo, and now we've rebranded it to be the Oxford Business and Health Expo. And what a wonderful response we received
Oh my
from that.
goodness, yeah.
People were very, both on the vendor side and the attendance. Attendance was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was great.
And our weather wasn't even that good that day.
No.
Believe it or not.
No.
And we did have it in October. We moved it up to September with hopes that we can have a little bit more activity going out onto the veranda side, because this is going to be at Boulder Point. Boulder Point has always been very gracious to us, giving us the whole ballroom area.
It's really nice too. There's a lot of room in that room. However, the vendors, I couldn't believe how many vendors you guys had.
And we've got, you know,
Wow.
people started, as soon as they saw the date, the vendors have already been, you know, calling Amy, and they're
Reserving.
getting their
Great.
spots,
Wow.
myself included. I'm going to have one of the big side rooms again this year.
Good.
But, you know, we're getting new vendors too, new businesses that we haven't had in the past. So it's always fun. And then OCTV is going to be there. Oh, yeah. Bill's daughter and son-in-law are going to be there. The honey. Yeah. I'll tell you, he sells more honey. Yeah. They really do a good job.
And you know, he's got some happy bees, because normally at their harvest, which he just harvested, they normally get about 500 pounds. They got 1,500. So there's plenty of honey this year.
Oh my gosh! Well, my next door neighbor is also a beekeeper.
Yay!
And Terry has, I don't even know how many hives. He's got hives in on his property, good. But it butts up to ours. Whereas, I mean, we all have 10 acres. So, nice. But he also has hives in other areas around Michigan as well. So he makes different types of honey.
They taste different. It's really amazing.
It depends on where the bees are actually getting their source
the flowers,
from. Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
So
glad to see.
And you can stop at their table and talk to them about how does this really work? How do you really do that? And if you've never talked with a beekeeper, like I say, my Terry, our next door neighbor, he's a sweetheart. Yeah. And so it's fascinating.
Yes, it's very fascinating. Come and talk to Mark Spencer and Bethany Spencer. And Mark is just getting more and more and more knowledgeable. He's been doing this at least 6-7 years now. 8, I think he said. And it's amazing what he knows about bees and the reason their honey tastes the way it does. And he's just a really interesting person. And their honey, it seems like they were selling out last year.
If it didn't sell out, it was getting pretty darn close. Because I know myself, I didn't make it out of my room because of what I was doing. But I saw an awful lot of people carrying their honey jars, and it's like, good.
And that's a good Christmas present. That's a good place to go Christmas shopping, really. The vendors there, they're all local. And so if you see something you like and they don't have it, they're right there. You can say, well, so can I order one of those? And can I have one of those? And mark the same thing. As far as the honey's concerned, you can buy everybody's Christmas present right then and there.
You sure
and it's certainly going to last till Christmas. But really a great place to get your Christmas ideas and networking. Wow.
Yep.
I love that event. I really do.
Thank you.
It's so fun.
I do too. I do too. I mean, I have been involved ever since I've been a chamber member, so I know this has to be at least my 7th, 8th year of being a vendor at this event. So I always look forward to it. I look forward to just being able to share, with our community. So
that's always fun.
That once again, it's on Sunday, September 29th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you're a vendor, if you have a business, and you want to showcase your business, by all means, please go to our website. You can fill out an application right there for a vendor booth. Call Amy up at the Oxford Chamber. She will be more than happy to share that information with you. So we have got our upcoming ribbon cuttings. We're going to be at the Apothecary, which is right on the same little strip mall as 5-1 Diner. We're going to be doing a ribbon cutting there. We're going to be doing our coffee connects. We were just out at Lumberjack this month. So there is always so much going on with the Oxford Chamber.
I'm going to give out your chamber address. It's www.oxfordchamber.net.
Thank you.
You're welcome, because I don't know if I'll remember to put it on the bottom of the screen.
And our phone number, 248-628-0410. Yep. You can tell it's on speed dial on my phone, so I don't always remember the number, so I'm referring here.
I don't even know my kids.
But with that being said, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back, so don't go away. Hey, welcome back to Daybreak. Debbie Wren, President of the Oxford Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Terry Stiles, Production Manager at OCTV.
And
we're back.
And we are back. Yes, we are. And we have, believe it or not, we got a lot more to talk about.
Isn't that funny? So Deb and I usually sit up here and think, what are we going to talk about? And we kind of discuss it. And then we go totally off track. And each segment we fill up with whatever comes up.
Yes.
And I think it's mostly what's important to the community. And so what is important to the community coming up is Oxford Parks and Recs. They're asking for the millage renewal. And I think people need to understand it's not a millage increase, it's not a new millage, it's a millage renewal.
Okay.
And initially in 1995, they asked for 1 mill to run the Parks and Rec Department. Millages roll back. It's called a Headley rollback, and I know that we've all heard about it. So every year it kind of the funding from the taxes depreciates. So we are paying millages for schools, we're paying millages for parks and recs, we're paying millages for fire, and millages for the village. No, nothing for the village.
Okay.
So it's fire, police, that's what it was. Fire, police, schools, parks and rec. You might also notice on your bill, you're paying a certain amount for the Detroit Institute of Art, the zoo, Detroit Zoo. So you're paying for quality of life.
There we go.
So I want to make it clear, I'm not promoting one way or the other on how you need to vote for this millage, but I read in the newspaper this week one gentleman saying, I'm not for giving out any more taxes for our parks and recs or for our library or for our police. I don't want to pay any more in taxes. He's not, the Parks and Recs Department is not asking for any more. They're asking to bring that 1 mill up to the level that it was in 1995. It's been rolling back ever since 1995. So they have done all this work. They've acquired property and they have updated and upgraded. You're not paying for grants. When you're asking for a grant, that's money that's being given.
Right.
He mentioned that too. I don't want to pay back grants. I don't want to pay back bonds. Well, you vote on that. So if you don't want to, that's fine. But I just really want to make it clear, they've been doing all this fabulous work that they've done on all the parks, not just Seymour Lake Park and Seymour Lake Celebration, but Powell Lake Park, Oakwood Lake Park. There's docks out there, Stony Park, all of the upgrades that's been done. That's not even been on your tax dollars. That's been from grants that they write grants. And yes, there's matching grants that they have to match, but that's written into their tax budget anyhow. So you're not paying extra, and it's, if you read the newspaper, CJ gives you the formula on it's so many dollars per 100,000. So it's like I don't know, it's $200 a year. And you have, the reason people come into your community is because you have good parks, you have good schools, you have good services, public services. That's something you all vote for, that's something you're paying for. Even if you don't have kids in school, you're paying for the quality of life in this community, which is, what does that come to? It comes to the value of your home.
Exactly.
Really.
Exactly.
I mean, you can have, we've been looking to get back into Oxford, to buy back into Oxford. It's almost too expensive for us to buy. And we lived in this community my entire adult life. But it's cheaper to go into other communities for the same or more of a home than it is to come into here because of the quality of life in this community. So I just want to remind people that you're not increasing. They're not asking for an increase for mills. They're asking to bring their mill back up to what it was in '95. So that's
very simple.
Parks and Recs, and that's coming up August 5th or 6th. 5, 6, 7, whatever date that Tuesday is that you're going to the primary. And then I also want to talk about fish. That's another quality of life in this community. Fish, Oxford Orion Fish, has been a servant to people in need in this community for a very, very long time. And they're doing a remarkable job. They have a new storefront, which was donated by an Addison Township resident, and it's beautiful. If you haven't had a chance, go in there and look at it.
It's right on M24.
They're starting their backpack drive. So school's coming up. We were just talking
I
about
know.
summer ending, and now we see this backpack drive, school's coming up. And so just keep them in mind if you have, a few dollars to spare, which I think we're in a really good place right now, prosperity-wise. And speaking of a few dollars, I'm going to talk about OCTV. Yes, your dollars support us, or actually keep us going. And it's franchise fees that we run on. That's our revenue, and that's how we function. And the franchise fees are a small, some people call it tax, at the bottom of your bill from cable, which would be either Charter or AT&T, and some areas of our community are even getting Comcast. So we get 5%, franchise fees are 5% of the gross revenue, and that's forwarded on to us, and that's what keeps us going. Unfortunately, in January, our Governor Snyder, on his way out, signed a bill that allows the cable companies to keep those franchise fees as an in-kind service for us using their airwaves.
Oh my.
So we stand to lose those franchise fees. There's also another fee that you are charged on the bottom of your bill called PEG fees, which is Public, Educational, and Government. That also feeds right into your public access station, and it's for capital expenditures only. So we can't pay wages on it, we'd pay only for equipment or the roof over our heads. Unfortunately, previous management did not negotiate those PEG fees in our contract, so we don't get those. So when we lose our franchise fees, we lose our funding altogether. So if any of you are enjoying any of our programming that we provide, which it's almost 24 hours a day programming, please pay attention, because we are looking to get those PEG fees back. We're up to signing a new contract with Charter. So we're looking to get those 2% franchise fees, and that would keep us going. Even if we lose our PEG fees, will keep us going if we lose our franchise fees. However, now the federal government, the FCC, is looking to sign the same type of bill to give cable companies their franchise fees back. Because they have lobbyists, well-paid lobbyists. So if you don't want your franchise fees to go back to the cable companies, because they're still going to charge you for those fees, they're just going to keep them now. And then you'll lose us. Your local programming, local information, local news, local transparency of government. You're going to lose all that. So if you don't want the FCC to do that, please write your senator, or look online, the FCC, and look for the bill that it's called the 5G, that's giving a build out for 5G. If you don't want to lose us, write your senators and tell them, please don't let that happen, because the senators are our voice. So I talked this whole segment.
But no, and I'm glad that you did, because each item that you spoke about was definitely important
to our community.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and we want to continue on here at OCTV. Myself, I'm a volunteer. I mean, I'm not on the payroll here. I'm a volunteer because I just, my heart is here with the community. And I want to share, but like Terry said, if any of the programs here on OCTV really, strike to your heart, make you feel good, make you want to see it every day or once a week, whatever, by all means, please reach out. Get your senators to know what you want your money going to. You're paying it anyways. Make sure that it's going to where you want it to go. And we need your help in that respect. So once again, we've come to the end of our program today. So we hope that you enjoyed it. We certainly do enjoy sharing our thoughts and words with you. So until next time, have a great day, have a great week, and enjoy our summer weather.
Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Oxford Community Television. We are proud that our 4 communities continue to choose local programming, local news, sports, community issues, familiar faces, celebrations, and commitment to each other. Welcome to Oxford Community Television.